as we have seen her all three, or the previous two games, pardon me, of this series in a relief role, and now she is starting.
And that's tough when you're facing the same lineup 3 straight days. We saw her only for one batter day one, but was in relief yesterday because this is the ace for this staff for Portland. And this series between the Bandits and the Cascade, it has been a must-win series for both of these ball clubs. And so they want their best foot forward, and that's Carly Hoover in the circle.
Paige Sinicki out there playing second base. Again, she's been moved up in the lineup because she's hitting so well. Sis Bates still out with an upper body injury, their everyday second baseman, but Sinicki has been brilliant filling in for Bates. And we are underway just after 10 o'clock in the morning here in Portland. And Skylar Wallace, you've already mentioned her. What a godsend she has been, a part of the Bandits, but came late in June because she had been playing professionally in Japan and has been spectacular, hitting .500 on the season. Not enough at bats to qualify yet as the leading hitter in the league, but she has been terrific. And she almost got hit by Carly Hoover, who yesterday in her relief appearance hit 3 batters.
Carly Hoover, she's going to bring it 70 miles an hour plus. See her touching 71 right away. And she loves to go in tight because of the velocity. She knows that if she can locate her velo in tight on the powerful bats like a Skylar Wallace, well, that's going to end up in her favor. Right there, that's what she wants, that jam shot. Tying up a Skylar Wallace and then maybe letting something run away.
Now Carly Hoover, this is what she does.
You just see a lot of velo. Fastball, and it's a little bit of a two-seam fastball, so yes, it has some movement to it, but the drop ball, the curve ball down in the zone, and then she'll run that rise upstairs.
2-2 to Wallace. Spoils it. And we did not see a changeup on that graphic for Carly.
Nope.
Unusual?
Yeah, we'll see her throw it maybe a handful of times, but it's not a pitch that she will throw once or twice to every batter. It's a couple of times a game. She is so much about her location and her velocity.
Another 2-2. And another foul ball for Wallace.
And this is uncomfortable. 71 miles an hour in tight on the hands. Like, I don't want to stand in that box and take that. And Skylar Wallace with 2 strikes is having to stand her ground, foul it off.
Skied, but not deep enough to leave the park. Fighting the sun a little bit. Corby Otis grabs it for the first out of the game. Chicago lineup is a potent one, with Sammy Williams now coming up to bat. And Morgan Zirkle, great series, a triple, home run, a couple of RBIs with some big speed. Jocelyn Erickson back playing first. And Jacopo behind the plate. And there we see Wallace sharing the information before Williams stepped into the box.
Yeah, a 7-pitch at bat. Yes, it doesn't result in an out, but that's what you want in that leadoff spot. Your job is to relay that information, have the pitcher show her full arsenal, and then pass it down to the dugout. Here we go. This is the game plan. This is what I saw.
So the Bandits have seen a lot of Hoover this weekend. Did pitch to just 1 batter in game 1, struck out Jessica Clements, but 3 innings yesterday through 53 pitches. Sammy Williams has cooled off after a volcanically hot start. And they're pitching her differently, aren't they?
I'm expecting another outside pitch, a curveball, something running away.
She's hitting .431, which, yes, that's really good, but not too long ago, she was around the .525 mark. 2-2. Just got a piece of it.
And when you're hitting over 500 or even 4+ where she's at right now, you're going to get a lot of eyeballs. There's going to be a lot of pitchers and coaches that are going to the Synergy and watching some film, getting the data. Why is she so successful? And what is happening? Because we cannot get her out. And it's what happened during that 18 RBI week stretch that she had.
And the 32 runs driven in for the season is a new AUSL record, beating Erin Koffel, her teammate, who had 29 last year. Full count to Williams with Barbara on deck. There's the power, but it's well foul.
So this is where things get tough for Sammy Williams, because you're going to start to get different pitches than you were getting just a week or two ago. And so now, do you stick to your game plan? Do you change your game plan? Are you looking for something different on the first pitch? Are you having to make adjustments in the box?
Williams takes it for a walk. Another at bat with a lot of pitches thrown by Hoover. Sammy top 3 and now top 4 in average on-base percentage, walks quite a bit. Mac Barber doing the DP work. It's the slight delay as the home plate umpire Scott Mayer goes and gets some more softballs.
Yeah, that's the thing about this league in the AUSL with the best hitters in the world, is you need a lot of softballs ready to go, because there's a lot of foul balls. Yeah. You know, it's, as a pitcher in college, there's some pitches that you're throwing that maybe hitters aren't just able to get to with these All-American pitchers who are throwing 70+. But here in the pro league, Sammy Williams, she can just throw her barrel and get to that pitch if she doesn't like it and spoil it, extend her at bat.
Barbara swings at the first pitch. 2 for 8 this weekend. Had an RBI double in game 1. Had another double yesterday.
This is Carly Hoover going in tight. These left-handed hitters for the Bandits, you're going to see this early and often from the veteran.
To keep our eye also on Sammy Williams over at first. Chicago has stolen more bases than any team in the league. Sammy has only attempted 1 all year.
Yeah, but this is a team that likes to hit and run, put runners in motion. Ooh.
Carly Hoover and Mia Davidson, a great tandem, right? Her catcher.
Yeah, and Carly Hoover, she's not afraid to be vocal. You could kind of read her lips there. She said, "That's a strike." I'm moving on, though, but that's a strike.
Yeah, Hoover is quite a personality. I'll say it. She's a little quirky.
Yeah.
But she'll talk a lot out there. We were down in the dugout earlier before the game, and she came in with a bang right away. She's yelling. She's getting everybody up, running onto the field, and you will see her talking quite a bit when she's in the circle. Hoover has had a really good season. She also played in Japan, came over a little bit late. Opposing batters hitting just 194 against her. That is second best in the league.
A little bit of a self-defense swing there from Mac. Ball was coming at her. Full count, and she was like, let me just get rid of it. And that's what I'm talking about with these foul balls. Like, who can get to those types of pitches, but these pro hitters can.
Hoover 3-0 on the year, making her 6th appearance. And again, her 4th in the last 5 days. Beautiful ballpark, my favorite. And a great day to catch softball.
You're not supposed to have favorites, Pam.
This is my favorite ballpark.
Right.
Oh, back-to-back walks. Surrendered by Hoover, and Zirkle coming up. We already talked about it, Kenzie. This lineup, you never know who's going to hurt you. They have so many people who can do it. Zirkel's certainly one of them.
Well, we know what Chicago is capable of in the first inning. We saw it in game 1 of the series. They put up 5 runs in the first inning.
Zirkel can bunt. She's got great speed. The Bandits have scored 27 runs in first innings this year. So that's 27 runs in the first inning in 20 games played.
Don't tell me that stat if I'm a pitcher. Just don't want to know
Yeah,
it.
close your ears.
Yeah.
But you're right. On game 1, 5 runs in the first inning, but Portland came back to cut the lead to 1 before ultimately losing 8-6. Circle down 0-2. Just flares at it. And a good recovery by Cahalan, who came all the way over from short to knock it down and retire Williams.
Well, there are 3 rookies in this infield for Portland. Kenley Cahalan, one of them, she's played an outstanding shortstop in her rookie season for the Cascade. That was a nice play, just on the run, taking it herself.
One away for Mary Jacopo. She did not start yesterday, came in to pinch hit, giving her a break because she's been their everyday catcher. Jocelyn Erickson was behind the plate yesterday.
That's nice to have Mary in the lineup for Chicago because this is such a left-handed heavy lineup, and it gives you another righty option to go with Sammy Williams. There's Jocelyn. She's a true lefty, hits left-handed and throws left-handed as well.
Second straight batter Hoover's gotten ahead, 0-2. 7 of the 9 batters for the Bandits in today's lineup are lefties.
And so when Mary wasn't in the starting lineup yesterday, it was 8 of 9 left-handed hitters because she's one of those righty power bats.
Hoover already closing in on 30 pitches here in the first inning. Back to Hoover, over to first to get out of it. 2 on and 1 out for Chicago, but unable to break through. Scoreless with Portland coming to bat. Amber Pfizer in the circle, she has not pitched for 2 weeks. And they really heavily depended on Pfizer early in the season. Lexi Kilfoyle, Kat Sandercock, Emily Kennedy all in Japan joined late. So Pfizer was very important early on.
Yeah, she was helping carry the load.
Corbiotis skyward. Zirkel with the catch. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Pfizer. Let's take a look at the lineup. Paige Sinicki has been moved up to second in the lineup, was hitting 9th, but she is 4 for 5 in this series, as you see, and has just been electric for this team. Coming back last week, she is from just outside of Las Vegas, but played her college ball here at Oregon. Much beloved player.
And her first hit back was actually out of that drag bunt that we just saw her show. Has a lot of speed from the right-handed batter's box. I also think sometimes she just likes to show it because she's an infielder herself, and so maybe you put that into the mind of the infielders, like, hey, I could bunt, you should move in a little bit, and now let me swing away.
Sinicki's strike zone not very big. She's only 5'3". I don't care what you say. You're 6'2".
All right.
So you pitch to somebody that vertically challenged. Is it more difficult?
Yes, it's going to make the strike zone a little bit smaller for sure.
Oh, Paige thought she walked.
Ball was right around the river.
Full count. Popped up and out of play. So the 7th pitch of this at bat coming to Sinicki. Goes down swinging.
I'm excited to see the start from Amber Pfizer. Pam, you talked about the fact that Amber hasn't pitched in a minute because it's been a lot of Lexi Kilfoyle and Kat Sandercock returning from Japan, but Amber Pfizer out of the reserve pool, she has been money for Chicago, and it speaks to the fact that Chicago wanted to make sure that they kept her. You know, wasn't a signed player, but if she's available in the reserve pool, let's go get her, because she is one of the most talented arms in our game.
Sydney Stewart playing first base, also does some catching for this team. 2 for 6, had a solo home run in game 1, the second of her pro career, the rookie out of Arizona. Amber Pfizer, who played her college ball at Minnesota, is originally from Iowa. Way high.
I will remember when Amber was a first-team All-American and Big Ten Pitcher of the Year and led Minnesota to the Women's College World Series. First ever appearance for that school.
And a 3-1 hitters count for Stewart, who fouls it right back. Sydney was taken 9th overall in the college draft this year. Full count. Inside. First base runner for the Cascade.
That's Sydney's 11th walk of her rookie season. I feel like she's been kind of calming herself down a little bit. Maybe was a little over anxious in her first couple of weeks as a rookie, but has really settled in nicely, understanding the strike zone, not being over anxious.
And she now has as many walks as hits this year, which leads us to Megan Grant, who has been hitting second, but now cleanup. Grant with so much power. She came up in a couple of key situations yesterday and was unable to deliver in that 2-0 loss. Megan Grant's power, you knew you couldn't keep it down for long. Dead center field, home run for Grant. And her 8 home runs now tops the league.
It's all about the response. This crowd is loving it, and it's so fun. Before the game starts, we have a PA person that is talking to the crowd, and I'm listening before the game, and they're going through the home run chants, and everyone's bought in. What are we doing when there's a home run hit? And you could feel the crowd as a collective all join in on that celebration, and they are always ready when Megan Grant is at the plate. They know who Megan Grant is. You know, looking out into the crowd, there's a lot of 43 jerseys, and she's a rookie. And this is a very beloved rookie here in Portland.
Yeah, you can just feel the anticipation. The crowds have been tremendous here every game. Sold out, have not gotten the official word today with this very early start. Andrew Falvey had a home run in game 1. So Megan Grant with the home run. Here she is with Savannah Collins.
Megan, breakthrough moment. You know, this offense has been trying to get something going. What showed up in BP, the work, the reps put in for that result?
Honestly, just relaxing as much as possible. I mean, like I said before, these pitchers are so good. So just working through my process and just trying to get on any way I can.
Anything in the process today that you feel like really showed through in that AB?
I think just composure, not letting anything affect me, just focusing on myself and my process.
Thanks, Megan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So Megan Grant with her 8th home run of the season. She came in tied with 4 other players. Sid Romero, Reese Atwood, Sammy Williams, and Maya Brady, each with 7. And now Megan Grant leads the pack with 8.
Well, in that response, you know, that confirms what I was kind of seeing is she didn't like one of the strike calls early in that at-bat. And she said, I needed to remain calm and keep my composure. And because she did, it was a 0-2 count changeup that she drove out of this ballpark. And if you let that frustration leak into the next pitch, well, maybe you're not locked in and ready for that 2-strike home run.
Full count to Falby. And she is rung up as Kendra was running to first, thinking she got a walk. Well, Megan Grant breaks through.
Pam, you mentioned it. We've seen her a lot in this series, but today she is getting things going in the circle. And the emotion that you see from her is what gives her the edge. Cascade pitching coach Laura Heberling was telling me that Carly knows what she wants, and that's what makes her so good. She controls everything that happens out in this circle. Now, some of the other things that contribute to why she's been able to show up day in, day out for this team is because she has really high endurance. That's because of those reps that she's put in playing in the Japan Diamond League. Dug through, did some translating of Japanese this morning. She threw 100 innings in the lead up to this season with the Cascade, and that is what has allowed her to just be able to kind of put in wherever they need her in this lineup. Today, they're focusing on limiting the short game that they see from the Bandits, using her velo and keeping them guessing to try and take that out of the way they've been able to get runs through.
But Jocelyn Erickson takes the first pitch into right field to lead off the second inning. And you mentioned, Savannah, what she did in the Diamond League in Japan. 4th best ERA, 1st in strikeouts. She had 141 Ks.
And so joined the Cascade on June 24th, which was their series against Texas. Didn't pitch in that series. Of course, you got to kind of get your body back, and you know, anytime that you're going from Japan to the United States, you're going to need a little bit of a moment to get your body acclimated and on the right time zone and everything. Yes. So it was a little bit of a slow start. Like, she was with the team, but were we going to see her? We weren't sure. But when we did, it was like, oh, Carly Hoover is back. And she was the #2 overall pick a season ago with the Carolina Blaze. Was injured a little bit, and so we didn't get to see her to her full potential. But because she was pitching in that Japan Diamond League, everyone was watching, and okay, she's still got it. She's still bringing it. We need her on our team.
Bella Dayton, part of the short game that Savannah mentioned that
that got her.
Portland is concerned about, and that's another hit batter for Hoover. Again, she had 3 yesterday, 1st today.
It looks like it was around the guard that she's wearing. No, maybe not. If that did not hit her guard, that's not going to feel good at all. That was 70 miles an hour. Oof.
Ashley Steffi, the head athletic trainer, she has been busy for Chicago.
You see the 4 hit by pitch over 2 games. That's in her relief appearance yesterday, and then of course today.
She only had 1 hit batter coming into this series.
And to me, that's just the fact that Chicago has that many left-handed hitters. And so Carly Hoover, she's trying to make sure that that part of her game, her curveball on her glove side, does not change, even though there are so many left-handed batters standing in the box.
2 on. Nobody out for Jessica Clements. Right fielder, another rookie from UCLA, was in the allocation draft this year. Bunt single this weekend. There's the short game. Grant is ready for it, charging in from third, but the sac bunt gets Erickson to third and Dayton to second.
I really love this part of the lineup for Chicago. Bella Dayton getting on base. She has so much speed. Jessica Clements, she laying down that sacrifice bunt to perfection. And then, of course, the rookie, Ailana Agbayani, who has been the consistent piece in that 9 spot. She has a lot of options in this situation.
Slow roll over to first. It's bobbled. Erickson scores for Chicago, and everybody's safe. Agbayani coming in with an 8-game hit streak, but check to see if that's ruled an error.
Well, this is what makes Chicago so good. Yes, they lead every offensive category in this league. They are one of the best power bat teams. They have hitters that are hitting for average, but they do the little things. It's the sacrifice bunt. It's the let's go to my slap and put the pressure on the defense with the speed at third base.
And that is an error charged to Sydney Stewart that allowed Erickson to score. And those small ball specialists with the speed at the bottom of the order setting up Skylar Wallace now. Runners on the corner and just 1 out. Wallace flew out to right her first time up. Wallace's numbers since coming over from Japan, and we had her first series and she was downright giddy to be back in the United States. Tough, I would imagine, especially your first season overseas. So far from home, and obviously the language and everything different. And Skylar is just so excited to get back and play with these teammates again. Hit .403 for the Bandits last year. So Chicago with a new AUSL record winning streak. And this is what they have done. As opposed to their first 11, got off to a very slow start. Of course, missing some key components. They were 0-4 to start the season, and here they are, knocking on the door of perhaps finishing first. Big strikeout for Hoover. Her first of the game.
Well, she took a little something off of this pitch. She's been throwing 70 miles an hour, and you can see that ball spin and dive out of the strike zone, and you just read the front leg of Skylar Wallace. She's out in front of it, but that was 65 miles an hour. So just taking enough, that 6 mile an hour difference, you could see how Skylar Wallace was fooled on it.
First pitch high and outside to Sammy Williams, who walked in her first at bat. Taking off Agbayani, and now they've got Dayton in a rundown. And another runner hung out to dry. That was a mess, but it resulted in the final out of the third inning, with Dayton being tagged out at home. Agbayani also on the base. Pam Ward, Kenzie Fowler, and Savannah Collins joining you. Tori Vidalis leading off, and that last rundown, score it 2-5-2-4-5. Catcher to third, catcher third, catcher second, third.
So no shortstop.
No involvement by the shortstop, Cahalan.
I'm just thinking left side of the field. She was kind of going back and forth between third base and second base. Yeah, it was Paige Schnicke.
That means Sammy Williams will lead off the third inning. Tori Vidalis having a good series coming into this 3-game set. She was only 1 for her last 27, but 3 for 6 this weekend. Had a nice hitting session with her father, who flew in from out of town, and that has been productive. Just some tweaks that he had noticed.
See the check swing there and a hitter's count.
Full count. Vidalis! Long and gone! Tori Vidalis. Her Renaissance weekend continues with the solo home run to extend the lead.
Well, there have been some really good moments in this series offensively for Portland. I just feel like they haven't been able to string it together. And so maybe today's the day. We've already seen the rookie Megan Grant leave the ballpark. How about the veteran Tori Vidalis, her second home run of the season, hands up in the air, coming down, doing the big cascade into home plate.
Second home run of the season for Vidalis, her 4th hit of the weekend.
Look at that, the veteran to the rookie. That's such a good shot. Tori Vidalis is without a doubt one of the leaders of this ball club, and so leading players like Megan Grant. And so it feels so good that you are the one producing for your team. Yes, I'm leading you with my vocals and telling you guys what to expect and how to be a pro, but let me do it too. Let me get in on this action.
Yeah, Vidalis graduated from Texas A&M in 2018, so 8 years ago. And she and Grant with the home runs today. Cahalan, the shortstop. She is in a little downward swing. 0 for her last 11 at bats. Tori Vidalis is having a weekend. Here she is with Savannah.
Tori, I saw that kind of check swing that it looked like you had to shake off right before the home run. What was that, and why were you able to make that quick adjustment?
Well, I think actually last night I was sitting in the hotel room, and I was just thinking about stopping. I was like, oh, wait, I can wait a lot longer to swing. Like, you can see it so clear in your head. So I was like, today, just telling myself to, like, wait and trust my hands. Heard my dad talk about how fast my hands are yesterday, and that is the goal for me. So being able to let my hands be free and loose and fast and let the barrel take care of the rest.
Love it. Glad you got the feedback from up in the stands.
Always need that.
Thanks, Tori.
Yeah, what a visit that has turned out to be with Tori's parents coming to town, getting the home run. Meanwhile, Amber Pfizer has just hit Cahalan. 7th hit batter for Pfizer this year. That is top 3.
Quick break from the action, guys. And to those of you who've already subscribed or clicked to like and follow us, we certainly thank you. And you probably already received your free gift, and you can skip ahead. But for those of you who have not yet clicked that subscribe or follow button, we would like to ask you to do that for us because it really helps the channel. And we really appreciate those who support us so that we can keep making great content and growing this channel. So stay until the end of this video where we'll say thank you for watching and supporting us, but we'll do it in a tangible way you can personally enjoy and one that really brings actual value to you by giving you your choice of one of these 21 great digital guides or manuals you see on the screen right now, covering a wide array of useful subjects, and you'll even be able to read their table of contents before you decide. And that's how we know that each one of you will find something helpful and beneficial to your life's current journey or your future goals. They're valued between $19 and $27, but completely free. We'll see you at the end of the video and then provide you the simple steps to go get it and select yours. Now back to the action, folks.
In the league, and we saw Taylor McQuillan hustle down to the bullpen for Chicago. And Pfizer, first appearance in exactly 2 weeks, and it was a short one.
Moving tight on the hands to Cahalan, the rookie.
We're going to get Lexi Kilfoyle The ace coming in when we come back. T. Kilfoyle is coming in, the Game 1 starter. And she is unbeaten on the season.
And I think for Chicago, getting their ace back in, didn't pitch yesterday, so had a day of rest. Pitched well on Game 1 of the series, but if you ask Lexi, I guarantee you she was like, I want to be back out there and right some wrongs and feel a little bit better because her standards are so high. This is one of the best arms in the sport, not just in the league, but in the sport. Across any league, any continent, Lexi Kilfoyle, she's throwing it down in the zone with her heavy drop ball, can touch 70 miles an hour. A very efficient pitcher.
The numbers last year for Kilfoyle. Led the league in appearances, tied for first in wins, and off to a great start here at 4-0 after coming back from Japan. Cahalan now down at second. An auspicious start with a wild pitch for Kilfoyle.
Down in the dirt. We're going to see a lot of the misses from Lexi happen because she is predominantly throwing a drop ball.
Ball travels just over the screen. Sierra Sacco-Ferry, the first Cascade player to face Kilfoyle today. Of course, they did see her in Game 1 on Friday. Sierra had a double in Game 1. And that's going to find the ground, being waved in. The throw way high, not even close. Cahalan scores easily on Sacco-Ferry's run driven in.
Well, that is exactly what Portland needed to do because they struggled against Lexi the first time through the lineup when they saw her 2 days ago. And so right away, let's make the adjustments. We know what's coming. We don't need to wait for the second time through the lineup. Let's make our adjustments right now with a runner in scoring position.
So that's an RBI single, and then advancing on the throw was Sacco-Ferry.
Yeah, that was Mia.
That was Mia Davidson. Thank you, Mia Davidson, with the bunt. How about that for the catcher?
She's like, let me give it up for my team right here. I see a runner in scoring position. It would be even better if she was at third base.
Still just one away. A couple of runs in. So we head back to the top of the order, and Corby Otis flew out her first time up on the first pitch she saw from Pfizer.
And this is a hitter that I'm kind of waiting for a big at-bat from. She's been a little quiet in this series. Was batting over 300 going into the series, now dropped down below 300.
There's the hit. She had been 0 for 8 in the series. Otis with an RBI single, and the Cascade offense is rolling.
There it is. That's what I've been waiting for from Corby Otis, just because I know what she is capable of. She is in that leadoff spot for a reason, and even though a hitter like her is 0 for 8, Coach Tria Flowers is saying, I'm going to keep her in that leadoff spot because it's just a matter of time, and she clutches up there with a single.
Paige Sinicki struck out swinging against Pfizer in her first at bat. Been starting for Sis Bates, and you can't keep Paige Sinicki down either. What a series. And we're not used to seeing Kilfoyle struggle to get outs.
I love when a hitter gets bumped up into the up in the lineup because she was down in that 9 spot. And so that's a little bit of pressure. Like, can you keep doing what you've been doing? And she does. Doesn't matter where I'm hitting. I can still knock it around and get on base. Do it in different ways. We've seen her hit a triple to the right side of the field, right center gap, and then she just pulls that single to the left side. We've seen her drop a drag for a base bunt, or for a base hit, excuse me, and use her speed. And what do you do now if you're Chicago? There's some action out there in the bullpen. I see Taylor McQuillan and Odyssey Alexander Bennett looks like warming up from here.
9 straight wins for Chicago, but this Portland team, which has struggled offensively all year, averaging fewer than 4 runs per game, and here they are with 5 in the first 2 innings. Sydney Stewart walked and scored. In her first at bat. 2 of the 5 runs crossing the plate because of free passes, a walk, a hit batter. These things come back to haunt teams, and so far it has for Chicago. Throw down, and Zanicki just got back in time with a throw from Jacopo.
I love the aggressiveness from Mary Jacopo. Coach Stanton's out of the dugout.
Challenge, maybe?
Maybe just asking if someone else had a different look. Or maybe it is a challenge.
Base. The call on the field was safe. The play is under review.
Well, we've seen it the last couple of games. Chicago is not shy to use their challenge. I love a left-handed first baseman. Jocelyn, she reached for it a little bit. That throw was a little bit to the right side of the base.
And you certainly cannot tell from that angle whether there's not enough there to overturn it. Each team gets 2 challenges in the AUSL. And even if you're right, you lose the challenge. That you use them up, whether you're right or wrong.
You don't go home with them, so you might as well use them.
Jacopo has been such a stalwart behind the plate for them this year. Meanwhile, the Cascade, the second inning has been their inning. Outscoring opponents now 25-11 in the second inning. Chicago is the team that usually gets out to the fast start in first innings. Let's see if this is better.
Review. The call on the field stands. They're safe first base.
And I think from that angle, you saw that she did get in. So another challenge for Chicago that doesn't work out. Shauna Stanton shaking her head right there in the middle. First-year head coach, also the head coach at Indiana, formerly at Marshall.
Ooh, a little change up there off speed.
52 miles an hour, and Stewart just was able to get the bat on it. Taryn Mowat McKinney is the first-year pitching coach for Chicago, calling the pitches. Stung, but right at Sammy Williams, who's a really good third baseman. Sammy thought about throwing it over there to first, but wisely held on. Megan Grant, last time up. 2-run homer to dead center field, and the crowd is feeling another one. just a little excuse me swing. It goes about 6 feet. And that is the end of the inning, but a great inning. As Portland puts up 3 more runs, leading at 5-1. Long fly.
I need to get back a little bit faster there.
Oh, so you think you might have been out? No.
No comment.
No comment.
All right. Good answer.
I love it. Paige, I was, watching the intros, and you guys have such an amazing crowd here in Oregon. And I think your cheer and your ovation was the loudest. Do you think you got the loudest cheer? And what is it like to play in this home state of yours?
No, they're loud for everybody.
No, they were louder for you.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it out there.
No, Portland fans, Oregon fans have my heart always.
Yeah.
Every time I'm back here, I just feel so much joy. They really fill my cup, and just to see them come out and support our team like this, it's really awesome.
Well, this is our first season with home markets and the Cascade being an expansion team and getting the Portland city. So when you knew and found out that you were going to be playing in Portland, where you spent your 4 years a couple of miles away up in Eugene playing for Oregon, how excited were you?
Oh, I was pumped. I'm just excited to keep growing the sport here in Oregon. Just playing at Oregon the past 4 years has been just such a great opportunity, and just to see everybody show up and show out for us, it really means a lot.
Was anybody reaching out to you about what to do in Oregon? Like, these are the must-sees and you need to get to the coast, or these are the hikes to take?
Yeah, well, I mean, Eugene's about 2 hours away from here, so they're asking me a bunch of things to do, and I was like, guys, I have all the spots in Eugene, but Portland I'm still learning. But the coast is beautiful. I mean, usually it's about an hour to get to the coast, so I have a really good time going up there.
We were just showing a graphic of a lot of pro ducks that are in the league. What does it mean to represent Oregon?
Yeah, I mean, when I think of Sid Romero and Amari Harper, and then we had Lindsey Grind here for a little bit, those people mean the world to me. Just to follow after Sid Romero, she's been a coach that has just become such a mentor for me, and I'm just so grateful for our friendship and to have her as a coach. Yeah, Car! I like it! Like it, Car!
Full count pitch called inside.
Hey,
Sammy Williams gets the leadoff walk.
Sorry. All right, let's turn it. I got you. Meg, Mew.
Second time Hoover has walked her.
Meg, I got you.
You
Yeah,
hear
Car.
the communication with the runner at first base.
Hey, right here. I got you. Hey, Stu, we're here. Yeah, right here.
I love it. She's checking with every single person to her left and to her right, making sure that everyone's on the same page.
Yep, here we
Paige
go.
with the runner at first base here. Do you have second base?
Right now, Ken does, just because we got a big lefty up, so trying to cover this 3-4 hole a little bit more.
Okay.
So Ken's got it. She shifted up the middle. Yeah, Ken.
So that is Sydney back on a bunt?
Yep. We got Car. She can move. She can cover some ground.
Yeah.
So we got her covering the bunt.
Love it.
I don't think Mac's going to be
Not
fighting no on
bunting.
this.
Hey, you know what? We've seen you drop a drag a couple times. Mia Davison just bunted, so I'm not ruling it out for anybody.
You never know in this game.
Well, I love that your first hit back was a drag butt, and we saw you do that a lot at Oregon. You have so much speed out of that right side. Did you know that you were I got to get my bunt down and see if I can get a hit out of that way?
Yeah, I kind of just like playing with the defense a little bit. It creates some more opportunities and gaps for me to knock some balls through. So just be able to have them move up and back, I think it provides me a lot of opportunity, and just use my speed. I like using all my tools, so yeah, that was definitely an option. Yeah, Car. Yeah.
2-0 pitch to Barbara.
See you, Car. Come
out
on,
of the
10.
zone.
Yeah, 10. Right here, Ken. Let's turn it, bud. Meg, Mew, Meg. Yeah, Meg. Yeah, Stu. Yeah, Car. Yeah, Car. Here we go, bud. Turn it, Ken. Yes. Good.
That was a strike.
Yes, definitely. Taking all the way, Barbara, on that 3-0 count.
Here we go.
Paige, I hear your constant communication, and just worth reminding folks that you were plugged back in for the first time since returning from your fight with breast cancer, and you have been starting right away. How hard has it been for you to get that communication that you need as a second baseman, talking to Kenley and talking to Sydney? Like, I need to be ready to go and know where I need to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think vets like Tori Vidalas and Sis Bates have really helped me just to be able to understand the communication that's needed at this level, and just trusting the people around me. I feel like the more you're able to connect on the field, that better relationship and just the better solid D you have. Yeah, Ken, So I'm just big on just connecting and forming those relationships on and off the field so that we can play together in whole.
Well, it was kind of interesting how it all worked out with Morgan Zirkle. Looks like she's getting hit there. And Cascade thinks they should have an out. You can see Carly Hoover saying she swung. That was an attempt. So it does hit her, but was there an attempt at a swing? And the bunt was out because Morgan Zirkle was going for the drag bunt. And that is exactly what Coach Trya Flowers was talking about, saying she swung. That's an attempt. You can even see Sis Bates in the background going, she swung her bat.
What do you got? I got a hit by pitch. You got a hit by pitch.
And then I'm sure Shonda Stanton on the other side.
Anything more on a foul ball or anything or nothing like that. Do you have an attempt?
Excuse us.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't get this wrong.
I don't think she pulled the bat back. I got the bat out there.
Yep.
Now you can see Shonda Stanton. She's going.
Okay, so you
how is she supposed to get out of the way?
Bat extended. I have her attempting at the pitch.
Okay.
That's what I have. I have an attempt because she never pulled the bat back.
Okay.
So we don't know if it hit her, then it's a dead ball strike.
We're gonna dead ball strike. We're gonna put it back.
If it hit her, it's a dead ball strike. If it hit her.
No way.
Coach, excuse us, please.
You got no.
Okay, so that's what we got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the bat extended. I have an attempt. Whether or not it hit her or hit the bat, I do not know. If it hit her, then we have a dead ball strike.
Okay. It definitely hit her.
Dead ball. Okay, well, I got the bat
So
extended.
make an announcement that it's a dead ball strike. The dead ball strike.
What'd you see?
So now Shonda Stanton upset about that. Let's take a look. They said it was an attempt and it hit her, so it is a dead ball strike, not a hit by pitch.
It's unfortunate. I think she's just a little late with pulling her bat back.
We have a
Morgan Zirkle,
dead
she
ball
does
strike
clearly try
on
to
the
pull her
pitch.
bat
The batter
back,
was
but it's
hit
after the
while
ball came
attempting to
through.
bunt the ball.
So instead of the bases being loaded now with nobody out, Zirkle steps back into the batter's box. Down 0-1. Paige Sinicki out there playing, so you come back right away, Paige, and Sis Bates gets hurt, so you're kind of thrown into it. What has that been like for you?
Well, I'm looking out into the stands, and I love to see, the Oregon gear, and you've had a lot of signed for you. And, this fan base is positioning themselves to be the best fan base in the league with all of these sellouts. And you can hear how vocal they are right now, fighting for their team right now in this moment for this call. But what have you seen from this fan base here in Portland?
Showing out for all the women's sports here in Portland. So I honestly think we have the best venue, the best crowd, and just to see people from Oregon that were in Eugene at the Dane and now showing up here, I just know how much love they have for us girls. So just to see them out here and doing the same thing for these girls, it's just so powerful, and I'm excited to see it just continue to grow. So
yeah, I agree. I think this is the best building in the league. It's a great place to call a game. And before we let you go, just so good to have you back. And you're feeling all right?
Yeah, I feel good. This journey has been awesome, and I'm just so glad to be taking one pitch at a time and being around the girls I love and just learning and growing.
All right, Paige, thank you so much. Continued success. Thanks, man. A lot going on in this inning. Thanks for hanging in with us.
That's to say the least.
All right, take care. Paige Sinicki out there playing second base. A lot of consternation in this half inning, Kenzie Fowler.
Well, there's so much to fight for, and there's so much on the line with how close these two teams are in the standings, and with only a couple of games left in our season. Like, these moments matter with 2 runners on. If you can keep a runner off or put a runner on, you're going to fight for it.
Zirkle's so fast. No chance. And I love that Zirkle is a natural right-handed hitter, right? But with junior year of high school, she switched around to being a lefty, and it's kind of worked out.
Now all she has to do here is just a little soft slap. Beats it by a mile. And so after all of that, Morgan Zirkle is still on first base.
Yes, hit by pitch was taken away, but the result is the same, less painful this time. So Jacopo comes up with the bases loaded and nobody out. Well, the ball has not left the infield in this inning. Back-to-back walks, and then that infield, that slap single by Zirkle loads him up. Shonda Stanton getting to know Scott Mayer quite well. Back talking to the home plate umpire. Done a really good job. She was coached Morgan Zirkle when they were both at Marshall. Morgan now the head coach. We're going to have a pinch runner come in for Barbara. More speed on the base paths with Taryn Kern.
And for the Cascade, you see Kenzie Brown, Kelly Maxwell, the lefty there, and Peyton Gottschall in the middle, warming up, just staying loose.
Chance for a double play, and they get it. But Williams is able to come in and score the second run of the game for Chicago.
A slow developing play here. The rookie Kenley Cahalan turning it over to Paige Sinicki. We just had her mic'd up, talking to her, playing second base. Chicago was, of course, thinking that that call from Jacopo was safe, but no challenge. We move on.
Yeah, they'd already burned one of their challenges on the hit by pitch. Jocelyn Erickson singled and scored the first run in the last inning. So the pinch runner Kern over there at third base. Erickson with the line drive home run, and she knew it as soon as she hit it. A 2-run shot for Erickson, and it trims the lead to 1.
She sat on that. That ball was out of here in a hurry. 1-1 count, and look at the pitch location and how she clears her hands and gets her barrel there, and the speed that Jocelyn Erickson gets to that pitch with. It's why she knew it right away. If I connect with this and it is fair, it's out of here. And she's celebrating for her first professional home run. What a response from Chicago. This is what this team does.
There's no such thing as a safe lead when you're playing the Bandits, that's for sure. And Carly Hoover leaving the game, handing the ball over to Gottschall. And of course has some words for Peyton. Gottschall started yesterday, went 3 innings, picked up the loss. So a brand new pitcher coming in for Portland as they have seen their big lead almost evaporate. Starting pitcher Carly Hoover has just been lifted for the Cascade, had a 5-1 lead heading into this inning. But a couple of walks, an infield single, and then ultimately the 2-run home run by Erickson led to her exit and the entrance for Gottschall.
This was yesterday's starter for Portland, so they are using their best pitchers, trying to keep this lead where it is. Still so much ball game left, but Peyton Gottschall, she's going to mix it up a little bit differently than Carly Hoover. Not as hard a thrower, where Hoover was 70 plus, but she'll move it with her screwball, her curveball, has a lot of movement side to side. Will also use an off-speed pitch. And the good news for Peyton is that she's coming in with nobody on base. And yes, it's after a home run, and yes, the momentum is with Chicago, but as a pitcher, that's a little small positive. If I am going to relieve, let me come in with a clean bases empty situation versus a runner at first and second and third. You feel that pressure right away.
And she comes in facing the pesky bottom of the lineup. Bella Dayton yesterday had a 6-game hitting streak snapped, was hit by a pitch by Hoover in her first at bat. On the ground. Oh, Sydney Stewart struggled to gather the ball, and Dayton has been called safe at first. And another umpires conference.
The throw was taking Stewart down. Ooh. Ball's in her glove. That's an out right there, but then she kind of drops it out of her glove a little bit. But there is a moment before that ball exits her glove where there's an out made. That's an out. But then, oh, that angle, does the ball touch the turf? That angle, it looks like it touched the turf. But is it enough? And they're talking about it. It is. All right.
So the umpires have another caucus and decided that it was an out. That was a very interesting top of the third inning. We had just about everything there. Now we got a 1-1 game.
So just heartbreaking for Carolina, who was absolutely in the mix just a couple of games ago. They're still in the mix. So is Oklahoma City. If you have games to play, there's something to be fighting for, and you see Chicago and Portland, how important this series in front of us is with those two teams at number 2 and number 3. And congratulations to the Utah Talons punching their ticket to postseason last night.
Won the championship last year, now based in Salt Lake City. Lexi Kilfoyle in relief, facing Kendra Falvey to start things off in the third inning. The Talons, the only team to clinch a playoff spot so far. The Volts, the only team to be eliminated from playoff possibilities. Utah coming into play today, just 1 game ahead of the Bandits, 3 games ahead of Portland, and Utah plays at Oklahoma City tonight. Falvey draws the walk to start off the third. Kilfoyle faced 6 batters when she came in to relieve Pfizer in the last inning. Tori Vidalis with a big home run. Slump in her rear view mirror.
It's a good shot of Sis Bates, who's on the injured list and talking to her current second baseman in the dugout.
Yeah, and Paige talked about it in our interview. What a great mentor to have, right? In Bates, terrific infielder, and they're having a little fun.
I just love them together because their stature is exactly the same. Their style of play is very similar, and yes, a couple of years apart in age, and both played in the Pac-12 and were Pac-12 Defensive Players of the Year. Just a couple of studs doing it. Of course, rival schools, Washington and Oregon. Never played against each other, but it's fun to see them now wearing the same uniform, and Sis kind of mentoring Paige a little bit. Paige has talked about how Sis was her softball idol growing up.
That must be something to play with your idol. Sis graduated from Washington in 2021, so she's been out for 5 years. On the 7-day injured list, upper body injury to not wearing the sling anymore. Hearing they're optimistic they can get her back soon. But what a job Sinicki has done filling in. Williams fields it. One hopped. Erickson couldn't pick it up.
They just match each other's energy too. They've got to keep this energy going because Chicago has now made this a ball game, and so you get a couple of runners on here with a free pass and then an error. You've got to find a way in that dugout right now for Portland to take advantage.
Throwing error charged to Williams. And the bunt, that's picked up foul by Jacopo. Portland trying to break out of this little mini slide. They had won 3 in a row coming into this series, but have dropped the first 2 games to Chicago, and all 4 of them in their season series.
Cahalan trying to drop the sacrifice bunt there, but her barrel was getting to the hitting zone too late. You see both of those sacrifice bunt attempts were foul to the left side. She needs to square a lot earlier. Everyone knows you're sacrificing in this situation.
Bunt is off now with 2 strikes. Floated in at 51 miles an hour.
And now you have to find a way to be productive. See if you can roll a ground ball to the right side of the infield. Poke something up the middle.
Cahalan takes high. Trying to snap an 0 for 11 string. Full count pitch with 2 on and still nobody out. Williams in foul territory. Grabs it for the first out of the inning. So Portland coming in with one of the most anemic offenses in the league. First 2 games, they got all 6 of those runs on day 1 when they lost 8-6. Were shut out yesterday 2-0. And 5 for 12, by the way, is a .417 team batting average. Much better, putting the 5 runs on the board. They do not score a lot of runs. Only Texas has scored fewer runs this season. Sacco Ferry takes a ball.
Well, I loved the comeback effort that Portland had in game 1 of this series. They were down 6-0 at one point, and it was in the later innings where they climbed back into the game. Chicago ultimately scored another 2 runs and won that game 8-6, but you're down in a hole, especially in the first inning. Chicago put up a 5 spot. And so this is a very gritty team. You can You know, we can talk about the chemistry and the energy that we were seeing from Sis Bates and Paige Sinicki. I think this is a team that is not phased by the last 2 games, but they need to keep their foot on the gas.
And despite the offensive problems that we talked about, again, this team is very much in the thick of things, and if the season ended today, and it won't, they would be in the playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, they have a pitching staff that has racked up strikeouts, that has been certainly buoyed by Carly Hoover coming back from overseas. They just find ways to win. And one of the best home field advantages, they are in the midst of a 9-game homestand to finish out the season. Needless to say, that is a big advantage.
Huge. And going into this week in that homestand, knowing where they're at in the schedule. Of course, you get the hottest team in the world in Chicago coming into your home field, and you've got to find a way to scratch out a win here. But this home crowd is a game changer every single time that Portland comes out on this field.
Another full count fouled away, and it doesn't get any easier. Utah comes in for a 2-game series Wednesday and Thursday, and then they close out the regular season, does Portland, with 2 games with the Volts, the suddenly hot Volts. 2 in a row.
That's right.
Another full count pitch with 2 on. Hit right at the second baseman, Agbayani, who flips over to Erickson. The double play to end the inning.
Got the word that I was going to be calling with you. I was geeking out. I was like, what? This is like the voice of my childhood. I grew up listening to Pam Ward and watching you in the studio. So I've been very excited to call games with you.
Right back at you, and thank you for calling me old. And also, I vividly remember calling your games at Arizona.
Yeah.
You could do some things in that circle.
You know, go back and watch my own film, and you're the voice over it. So it's pretty crazy that we're here together in Portland calling some pro softball.
And what a way to end the season. As we've been talking just about the atmosphere here in Portland, and on top of that, that's a strikeout there for Gottschall. But on top of that, how important this series is, because we're coming up against the, you know, right up to the wall here. Both teams just with 5 teams left, including today.
No, it feels like playoff softball between these 2 ball clubs, even though, you know, I think they are both aiming in that trajectory of making those postseason playoffs, but they know what's at stake. And especially a team like the Bandits, they want to make sure that they keep their foot on the gas and continue to be the hottest team. Meanwhile, Portland's like, no, we need to stay in the mix as well, and we cannot get swept. They need to win this game. I mean, the Bandits would love to keep their winning streak going, and they broke a record yesterday with how many straight wins they've had in the AUSL. But Portland needs this game more.
Okay, gotcha. So Clement struck out, and here's Agbayani as we head down to Savannah Collins.
Shauna Stanton uses the best adjectives when describing her roster when it came to Agbayani, who, Kenzie, like you mentioned earlier in the show, has been a staple in the 9-hole. Says that she gives this lineup a charge. It's almost like having a second leadoff. And mention the zest, yes, zest, that she plays with at second base, a joy and gratitude. That is just why they love having her, not only in this lineup, but consistently in the field.
Was a tremendous second baseman when she was at Oklahoma, where she finished her career starting out at BYU. And I like that word zest. You don't hear that a lot.
Yeah, we do not hear that word. But I dig it with Ilana and what she's been providing. There's been a lot of changes in the Chicago lineup. They've had some injuries that they were dealing with early in the season. And of course, we're missing a lot of those players from the Japan League, and they return. But the one constant has been that 9-hole hitter and that second baseman. And it's been a rookie, Ilana Agbayani. It's been really fun to watch her do what she does best, cause some chaos.
And they get her with a tremendous play by Cahalan, because you have to charge and you have to get rid of that ball so quickly.
You really do. There's no room for error, and this is a great high bounce that it's pretty much as good as you're going to get when you're bouncing a ball on a turf field. And so Kenleigh Cahalan relying on her arm strength. But Agbayani, she had a very clutch RBI single in that fashion, just slapped it up the middle. It was a pitcher's duel. They needed some insurance, and it came from the rookie up the middle getting that base hit.
Yeah, good job, too, by Sydney Stewart to field that low and away throw from Cahalan. No room for error with the speed of Agbayani. Top of the order, and Skylar Wallace looking for her first hit today. First time she's seen Gottschall today. Skylar did not get a hit off of Gottschall yesterday when she started for the Cascade.
Portland is looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of this ball game.
And they're not going to get it as Wallace goes the other way.
Well, Skylar Wallace will do that to you. She had a 17-game hit streak. Was snapped just a couple of games ago, so time to start a new one, but batting around 500. I'll have to update the stats after this ball game, but she was right at 500 going into this lineup. And she has a lot of speed at first base. Keep your eye on her.
Skylar now hitting .484 on the season.
Thank you for doing some math.
Well, it's on this statbroadcast.com.
Well, you just take credit for it.
I
right?
did it. It's all
okay.
me. And now Sammy Williams. Walked twice today. Most RBIs in the league, and by a lot. 32 runs driven in, a new single season record in this league. The next closest, Sydney Romero with 21. So 11 more than Romero. Williams fisted, and a terrific running catch by Sacco Ferry, sliding on where she has been, and she is back, reinstated just yesterday from the injured list, and is available. We have not seen her yet, but we have seen her in the pen, so maybe we'll get a chance today.
Yeah, Chicago loves Taylor McQuillan in relief. It's where she has shined this season for the Bandits. So, yeah, she's just warming up out there just in case she needs to come in. Lexi Kilfoyle has been able to settle down after that third inning.
Mia Davidson leading things off in the fourth inning. Portland up 5-4, trying to avoid a 3-game sweep. Davidson with the sacrifice bunt in her first at bat. Was greeted with the hero's welcome in the dugout.
I love to see these professional hitters. I mean, Mia Davidson, one of the best home run hitters that our college game has ever seen. And here at the pro level, you still need to practice your sacrifice bunts just in case.
Oof. Yet another batted ball fouled off that has hit the batter. Seen that a lot in this series.
And Mia Davidson, an All-American from Mississippi State, and I'm looking in the dugout for Chicago, and the pitching coach for Mississippi State, Taryn Mowat-McKinney, is calling pitches against her.
Williams, nice play to get Davidson to start the fourth. Yeah. Taryn Mowat-McKinney also was Taylor McQuillan's pitching coach at Arizona. They have a very good relationship, and Taylor gives Taryn a lot of credit for her success in her career. Otis with an RBI single. Her last time up. Goes after the first pitch. Kilfoyle. Williams, 2 in a row for Sammy. Now Paige Sinicki coming up, single in her last at bat. She is 5 for 7 in this series. We had a chance to talk to Paige in the dugout before the game. And as you heard in the interview, she says she's feeling well. See the first baseman, Erickson, and Sammy Williams over at third pinching in, and really wants to be an advocate to get more awareness for breast cancer screening. She was only 22 years old when she was diagnosed in November, and she said she had to be her own advocate. They found something they thought was just fatty tissue, and she insisted on further screening, and that's when they found out that it was cancer. So be your own best advocate. Good bunt. Williams threw it way far away. Sinicki's going to stop at second. She is just producing in the field, at the plate.
It's incredible. You know, it's like you return from anything in life. And for Paige, it just so happened to be that she was returning from her fight with breast cancer. But if you're returning from a knee injury or a back injury, an arm injury, you're missing so much of that repetition time with your team. And so the second that you're cleared as an athlete, whatever you're dealing with, she's been on time with her at-bats. She's been so clutch defensively. Her energy has been great in the dugout. Like, she's been ready to go right away when her name has been called. Of course, we talked about the injury to Sis Bates. It just so happens that you have another Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year waiting in the wings to replace her. And then you add what she's doing offensively.
Yeah, what a luxury. Bates goes down, one of the best. And then Sinicki comes in, trying to do as much as she could, but was unable to do the usual prep to play a softball season. Sydney Stewart delivers. Here comes Sinicki from second. Throw up the line. And Paige thrown out by Clements to end the inning and keep the lead at just 1 run. Aggressive base running, but a good throw from Clements.
Well, this ball was absolutely scorched by Sydney Stewart, so that's tough for Paige Sinicki, who's trying to push it.
But it's been a great weekend here. 69 degrees, nice puffy clouds.
It's just the best.
Good softball.
That's like wallpaper stuff right there.
It's not AI, that's real.
It's real.
We don't do that stuff here.
Real stuff here, yeah.
So here we go. Chicago down 1. Clements throwing out Sinicki to end the last half inning to keep it a 1-run lead. And Mac Barbara, the DP, leading things off. Had played for the Italian national team. Paige got to get everything settled over there after that slide. With Bella Dayton, who is her cousin, and found out on the way home that the Bandits were going to bring her up, and she couldn't be happier.
Yeah, we got to talk to Mac last week in a chair chat, and she said, I ugly cried when I got the call.
Tears of joy when she was coming back from Prague from a tournament playing for Italy. And Jenny Dalton-Hill, the general manager, when she talked to Mac, said, all I want you to do is hit. And Mac said, I love that.
I can do it.
DP, yep.
Yeah. Well, her first series with Chicago, she homered. And ever since then, it's been somewhere in the top of this lineup. Recently, it's been that 3-hole. But
pardon me, walked both times today. Go ahead, sorry.
She's just like literally a professional hitter. That is your job.
A pursuit. Sacco Ferry, who ended the last inning robbing Sammy Williams of a hit, goes a long way to retire Barbara.
It's got to be fun to be an outfielder with speed when you're playing on a field like this where you have so much space down the line and you can cover some ground. She almost overran it. It was almost too fast.
Yeah, and this is a converted baseball field. Right now, it had been a minor league A field, and you see that's a temporary fence. The baseball fence beyond it, that's where the pitchers are between the two fences out in the bullpens. So there is a lot of foul territory. They do have netting here to mark off and limit the space behind the plate. It can only be a maximum of 30 feet in the AUSL. Morgan Zirkle is up, and there's a brand new ballpark right behind us that they did build for the minor league team. And there are plans to renovate this to make it a true softball stadium. But right now, it's a really good one.
I mean, for year one, yeah. But there's so much potential here. And with the fan turnout and just their first season, they've got to be very excited about the future here with professional softball.
Megan Grant was positioned perfectly. Throw out Zirkle. 2 up, 2 down. This was a minor league ballpark. Very comfortable. And that's a nice play by Grant to get Zirkle easily. And Zirkle runs very well. Jacopo. How about a 1-2-3 inning for Gottschall? First time that Chicago has been retired in order all game as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
Kind of relax and lock in, and it was an 0-2 count that she drove out to center field to lead the league now. But yeah, this is what she does. She is a home run hitter.
42 last year at UCLA. Jackie Robinson played at UCLA, famously number 42. This season, the 8 home runs broke a 5-player tie for first with 7. And in addition to that being her 8th home run, she has extended her on-base streak to 14 straight games. Fouled that pitch off. We have Kilfoyle, who has been in since the 2nd inning, relieving the starter Pfizer, who pitched for the first time today in 2 weeks. I like Grant's pre-pitch routine. It's kind of unique. It is unique. Got under it. Boy, that was up in the air a long time for Clements to retire Grant. But when you're, as a pitcher, if you see somebody swing like that, you just say, thank goodness you got under it.
Yeah, because the exit velocity on that routine pop fly to right field was 77 miles an hour. Oof. On a pop fly.
Andrew Falvey struck out and walked today. Home run earlier in the series. First of her season and AUSL career. That's a base hit.
Every time that there's a base hit for Portland, it's a 1, 2, 3, and you throw up the C's and say Cascade, and everyone is joining in on it, especially all of those fans on the first base side. There are a lot of fans that were lining up before this game started, and I'm starting to think it's because they want to make sure they get those seats on the first base side so they can join that cheer with their team.
Be part of the home team. Erickson unable to grab that pop-up.
We talked about how much room there is in foul territory. And so Jocelyn Erickson, a first baseman, this is way further than she normally would have to go at a traditional softball field. And so overrunning it a little bit, trying to find the dugout. There's no netting.
Tori Vidalis adds a single to her day. Also hit a home run. Very good series for Vidalis. 5 for 9 in this series, including a home run. And bears repeating that before that 5 for 9 weekend, she was coming in on a 1 for 27 slide. Jacopo with an opportunity to go out and chat with Kilfoyle.
Looks like Portland is thinking about who they're going to have run for Tori, or maybe there's a pinch hitter. I see Kennedy Powell coming to the plate. This is Kenley Cahalan's spot in the 7 part of the order.
Cahalan was hit by a pitch and popped out. So Powell comes in. Pinch hitter yesterday got a bunt single. He's the DP in game 1, hitless in that one, and a chance to get more runs. As again with Chicago, the highest scoring team in the league, a 1-run lead is way too skinny.
Yeah, it's not comfortable, especially when you have 2 runners on and less than 2 outs. It's go time for Portland. It's why you're seeing the move being made. You have to find some production from the bottom of the lineup here.
Shows bunt.
See the frustration from Powell after that foul ball. Felt like she hit a pitch that maybe she thought was hittable. Just read that body language. Been there as a hitter. Man, that was it. I missed it. See if I can get another one or be productive with 2 strikes.
Cut off by Williams, who bobbled it. We're able to get Vidalis at second. Our runners on the corners. We're just 1 away.
It's not what she wanted to do, but a productive bat from Kennedy Powell. Putting something on the ground, advancing your teammate over 60 feet, now at third base. And Sierra Sacco-Ferry, she had an RBI single in the 2nd inning, and then she was a part of that double play where she hit a line drive to Ailana Agbayani, and Agbayani threw out Tori Vidalis at first base, but the ball was scorched, and that was off of Lexi Kilfoyle. So this is a hitter that is seeing Lexi maybe the best out of anyone in this Portland lineup.
That's why they're talking about it in the circle. We remind you that the ESPYs are live on Wednesday at 8 Eastern time on ABC and ESPN, celebrating the biggest moments in sports. Don't miss it. You can catch it anytime on the ESPN app.
Megan Grant nominated for an ESPY.
Ooh. She had a pretty good senior year there at UCLA.
She sure did.
Home run here today. A big at bat with Sacco-Ferry. 2 away. Chicago trying to keep it a one-run game. Good job by Jacopo on a low pitch. Keep it in front of her.
Yeah, if I'm Lexi, my ears are kind of perked up a little bit right now with Sierra in the box. I'm not pitching around her. I'm not going to intentionally walk her, but I'm going to be very careful with what I'm going with.
Oh, another one in the dirt. Jacopo did not elect to throw down with Falvey over there at third.
Well, now this might help my decision. First base open. You pitch around her a little bit. I'm still not saying I'm not going to intentionally walk, but I'm going to make her hit my pitch. There's a difference.
Has been Kennedy Powell credited with a stolen base. That's an alert the media kind of statistic, because that's only their third stolen base as a team all year.
Get those stats up.
Got her to swing at a pitch out of the zone and gets out of it. Sacco Ferry strike out. They strand two. We go to the sixth. See their team get one win out of this three-game series. Very crucial. They came in, both teams did, with the exact same record. Tied for second behind the Talons. Chicago has assured themselves of winning the season series between the two teams. That is a bunt attempt, ruled foul.
Yeah, Davidson, she was all over it.
Erickson goes down swinging to start the sixth. Second strikeout for Gottschall.
Well, that was Jocelyn Erickson's first at-bat against Peyton Gottschall. So her success was off of the Portland starter, Carly Hoover, where she had that base hit and she had that two-run home run. And ever since Peyton Gottschall has come in the third inning, she settled in really nicely. Had a 3-up, 3-down in the fifth. She's kept this game in check.
It's only given up one hit since coming in the third. And
look at her, she's pointing to the crowd like watching a fan make a catch. Just giving them some love. Nice play.
Bella Dayton was the first batter that Gottschall faced today, and she grounded out to third. Oh, Davidson wanted that call. Framing it, holding it.
Just letting her know that it was a little bit out. Just quick communication.
Count goes full. Sinicki makes it look easy, tossing out Dayton for the second out.
Peyton Gottschall, she continues to just feed her defense. Just the two strikeouts, but a lot of action to shortstop, second base, third base.
She retired 6 straight batters since giving up her only hit. That was a Skylar Wallace single in the fourth. Has retired 9 of the 10 Bandits she has faced. Leaving Carly Hoover.
Peyton Gottschall, she'll give you two different looks on the outside part of the plate. Sometimes it's a screwball that's cutting away from Jessica Clements. Sometimes it's a backdoor curve that's coming back in. And she'll also run her curveball inside just like that. So she'll throw her curveball on both sides of the plate. So if you're looking away, you have to track what kind of movement you're getting. Are you getting the ball that's cutting back into you, or is the ball breaking away? That's a backdoor right there.
Gottschall's second strikeout of the inning. ESPN app as we are going into our final stretch run of the season, 25-game season, a 6-team league. First pitch, Sarah Willis coming in to hit for Davidson, and one pitch, she is retired. That rolls it over to the top of the order, and Corby Otis. Starts her off with the 52-mile-an-hour pitch.
I've really seen Lexi work that off-speed pitch late in this ball game. Seen a lot of weak contact off of that pitch.
Hit the bat of Otis. An unintentional strike on her part. Trying to hold up. 1-2.
This is Portland's fourth time through the lineup now, with Otis having her fourth at bat, being in that leadoff spot.
Charged by Williams, who has a couple of throwing errors today, but that was right on the money. Paige Sinicki up for the fourth time. Williams and Erickson playing in at third and first respectively, and starts her off with another off speed.
Yeah, she's feeling that pitch right now. Throws her off speed off of her curveball. Tunnels just like a curve, breaking down, breaking away.
Two quick strikes. Looking ahead to the Chicago 7th, Agbayani batting 9th, followed by Wallace and Williams due up to try to at least tie this game.
Well, that's as good a spot as you can ask for.
Yeah. Agbayani's so good at getting on base, and the other two good at clearing them. Williams runs out of room, goes into the camera operator bay.
That's the top RBI producer, so if Chicago can get either Agbayani or Wallace on in front of her, who knows what can happen.
Sammy has walked a couple of times and was robbed of a base hit, but always a threat. 1-2 now to Sinicki. Cut off by Williams, who got in front of Wallace, and they tap gloves. Here we go, Chicago down 1, trying to extend the game when we come back. Best offense in the league here for Chicago, and Gottschall trying to nail it down.
You can see conversations in the on-deck circle between Agbayani and Skylar Wallace. This is a confident team. This is as confident as you're going to find a group. And Peyton Gottschall, like you said, Pam, she's been stellar in relief. We'll see if she can close this thing out for Portland or if Chicago has one more comeback left in them.
Agbayani coming in on an 8-game hit streak that is in jeopardy. Backhanded by Grant, nice.
Well, the first out is always the most important one and the hardest one to get in the 7th inning. And anytime that Ailana Agbayani puts the ball in play, I feel the pressure up here. There's no room for error. That was a huge out.
Now Skylar Wallace, who has the only hit against Gottschall today, in fact, the only Bandit to reach base against her. He's back in the 4th inning. Second time Skylar's faced her today. Sammy Williams on deck. Chicago setting AUSL record yesterday with their 9th in a row, and they're 1 out away from that being broken. I think Wallace might want to challenge that. Cahalan threw her out, but Wallace wasn't so sure.
Live, I thought she was safe.
Field was out. This play's under review.
Wallace has had a couple of close calls over there at first today.
Oh, what a call this could be with Skylar Wallace either on first base or you have 2 outs. Ball in the mitt there. Where is her foot? In the mitt. Ooh. Oh man, Pam. Is there enough to overturn?
The call on the field stands. We have at first base.
No. And another play there for Stewart over at first where she had to pick it up very low. So that's Chicago's second and final challenge. So it's all up to Sammy Williams. Williams with the most runs driven in the league, the 2nd most home runs. She's ahead of Gottschall 2-0.
Well, I'm using that pitch if I'm Peyton Gottschall. That was a 2-0 count, a hitter's count, a ball that's way inside, and Sammy Williams expands her strike zone. That tells me a lot. I'm not going anywhere near the plate.
Williams, solid single with 2 away. And that sets up Mac Barbara, who has walked a couple of times and fouled out. The Cascade have not lost a game when they took a lead into the 7th inning this year. They're 8-0. The appeal down, and that was a swing. Don Brown over at first base. And Shonda Stanton is hot.
Well, she has a good reason to be upset. This is not a swing.
And she's been tossed. Stanton has had quite a few conversations with umpires during this game. All the close calls, the appeals have not worked out. And she had had enough.
Yeah, this is not a swing.
No, I don't even think it was particularly close.
No.
So Stanton had a point. She got thrown out, and now the Cascade fans.
Well, the fans are loving it. They're loving the drama, but both teams are having to take a moment here and re-lock in. Chicago's having to figure out who's coaching third base. Mac Barbara has to check back into her at bat. Peyton Gottschall was throwing a couple of pitches. I mean, this is the game.
Barbara extends the game. Williams has to stop at second as Falvey got over there quickly. Back-to-back singles for Chicago, and here comes Morgan Zirkle.
You knew it would not be easy, even with 2 outs. This is the best offense in the league. So if they have outs to go, they can make things happen. And how about Mac Barbara with all the drama, swing, no swing, next pitch, laces a single.
Zirkle goes after the first pitch. Morgan with 4 hits on the weekend. Zirkle held up on the ball.
Cascade was thinking this is a strike. I think they were wanting it on the call, not on the swing.
And another miss for Gottschall, so a 3-1 count for Zirkle. Jacopo on deck. Mac Barber taking a little extra time down there at first. Walk things off. Big pitch, hitters count for Zirkle. Took it, bases are loaded. All this coming with 2 outs. Single, single, walk. After allowing just 1 base runner since she came on in the 3rd inning, 3 in a row get on against Gottschall here in Jacopo 0 for 3. Utah and the Cascade are going to talk about it.
Well, this is a hitter that is due. Mary Jacopo, she was riding a little bit of a hitting streak a couple of weeks ago. She had a couple of walk-off home runs, and just the last couple of games, I feel like she's cooled off a little bit. I'm looking down at my scorebook. She's had 2 ground outs to the pitcher and then grounded out into a double play, and so I'm sure that Portland is talking about that and going out to calm this situation down and just feed that to Peyton Gottschall. Keep the ball low in the zone, trust your defense, and let's go.
Jacopo has not gotten a hit in any game in this 3-game series. And there's the standings, how important this has been. Both teams came in 11-7 on the season. Chicago taking the first 2, starting today just 1 game behind Utah, who plays later today. top 3, pardon me, get in. So very, very big.
I was going to say, you see the asterisk, and next to Utah, they are already in. And so those last 2 spots are up for grabs. And these are the teams that are in the driver's seats.
Both of these 2 teams will have 4 games remaining on the schedule after this series. Gotchel starts it off with a strike. Two strikes.
The crowd's getting on their feet here.
Fielded by Stewart. The game is over. Chicago's 9-game winning streak is over. And Peyton Gotchel hangs on for the 5-4 win.
Well, this crowd, they had to wait a little bit for the first win of this season for Cascade over Chicago. It was so important for Portland to not get swept.
All right, guys, thank you so much again for watching and supporting the channel. For those subscribers who have already seen and made the move to receive your free gift for liking and subscribing to support our channel, feel free to click to skip and begin watching the next great video. And so to get the free gift that we mentioned it to you, which is your selection of one of these 21 fantastic digital guides or manuals shown on the screen. And I have personally reviewed several of them just to get an idea of whether they are quality or just fluff. And I tell you guys, they really have gone the distance and made each of them relevant, useful, valuable information on all these different subjects, and some of them are nearly 35 pages long and packed with truths, proven, tested techniques, and advice. And you will see for yourself that $19 to $27 really is a fair value range for the one you will select for free. And so we need you to simply follow these simple steps. Click the like button on this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure the subscribe or follow button is clicked now, or some of you clicked it earlier, that's fine. And then in the comments section, simply type the word GIFT, 4 letters, G-I-F-T, and once you've done that, you can click the link in the bio or description, or you can type the link and go to gift.3z3.me. Oh, that's G-I-F-T dot, the number 3, the letter Z, and the number 3.me. That's gift.3z3.me. And this free gift is being provided today by the sponsor of this video, AIContentCreator.app, and click on the link, you'll be taken to the site, and there will be a blue button that is highlighted there for you. And the way it works is very simple. They support our channel and provide for you this free gift when you like, subscribe, or follow and type GIFT in the comments, which helps our channel with the algorithms. And then their hope is that you will see something you like, or you will fall in love with any of their products and services that you see there, and also because they're having a super 80% off promotion right now. Again, no purchase required and no hoops to jump through. Their AI bot will simply verify that you actually did perform the like, the subscribe, or follow to our channel, and that you type the word GIFT in the comments. And if you like anything you see there, they will in turn provide a small commission to us to help support our channel. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you at another video on our channel. And always remember, whether it's a basketball game that's tight until the end, a great tennis match comeback, an overtime win, or exciting ending in football, a boxing match against all odds, a track runner who fell but never gave up to get the win, an amazing goal kick in soccer, just know and rest assured that we keep a sharp eye focused on finding for you only the sports highlights that are competitions, games, or battles among the best of the day, week, or beyond. So if you find it on our channel, you know it's HWW approved, because you can be sure that it's a highlight worth watching. See you next time, and God bless.